ओम श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शंकरं लोकशंकरं शंकरं शंकराचार्यं केशवं पादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवत् व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ओम सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ओम शांति शांति शांति। Audio all right? Okay. Okay. So Ashutosh, you can unmute yourself. So we will chant from 1.6 Shamaha. But first, Prarthana. Vasudevendra Yogindram
Vasudeve Yogindram
Natva Jnana Pradam Gurum
Natva Jnana Pradam Guru Mumukshunam
Itarthaya
Itartaya Tattvabodho
Abhidhiyate.
Vidhiyate.
So now 1.6 Shamah Kaha
Shama Kaha
Mano Nigraha
Mano Nigraha
Damah Kaha
Damah Kaha
Chakshuradi
Chakshuradi
Bahyendriya
Bahyendriya
Nigraha
Nigraha
Uparamah Kaha
Uparama Kaha
Swadharmanushtanam Eva
Swadharma Swadharma Swadharma
Anushtanameva
Anushtanameva
Titiksha Ka
Titiksha Ka
Shitoshna
Shitoshna
Sukha Dukkhadi
Sukha Dukhadi
Sahishnutvam
Sahishnutvam
Shraddhaa Kidrishi
Shraddha Ki Drishi
Guru Vedanta
Guru Vedanta
Vakyeshu
Vakyeshu
Vishwasaha
Vishwasaha
Shraddha
Shraddha
Samadhanam Kim
Samadhanam Kim
Chittaikagrata
Chittaikagrata
Mumukshutvam Kim
Mumukshutvam Kim
Moksho Me
Moksho Me
Bhuyaditi
Bhuyaditi
Ichha
Ichha
Yetad
Etada
Sadhana Chatushtayam
Sadhan Chatushtayam
Tataha
Tataha
Tattva Vivekasya
Tattva Vivekasya
Adhikarinaha
Adhikarinah
Bhavanti.
Bhavanti.
Okay, good. So we are looking at Adhikaritvam still. So the author is explaining what kind of student, what kind of person is ready to pursue this text, Tattvabodha. So we saw first one was Viveka, discriminative inquiry. Then second was Vairagya, which is dispassion. Then the third one was a group of 6 qualities called Shamadhi Shatka Sampattihi. So in that we started with Shama. Shama means a mastery over our own mind, a state of mind where we have taken care of our emotions, emotional issues, and thereby have a mind which can be ready to do what is to be done. Then the second one was Damaha among those 6. And Damaha means a mastery over our sense organs and organs of perception. Third one, Uparamaha, observance of one's duties, Uparamaha. And also withdrawal from things that are not needed, not essential. So that is Uparamaha. Titiksha. Titiksha is ability, capacity to endure the unpleasantness that might be there, endure discomforts, endure inconveniences without complaining. Titiksha. And that does not mean we should not take actions to do things that must change the situation. But to the extent I cannot change anything, I must be able to accept. That is Titiksha. Then Shraddha. We just started Shraddha last class. Shraddha, loosely translated, is trust or faith. They will say, in many textbooks, they will say trust or faith. But we are going to see what it means. And later on, we will see whether the word faith, whether the word trust adequately describes the word Shraddha. So last time, we saw this example and we said we said, if I show you an object like this and ask and tell you, look at this beautiful rabbit, nice small cute bunny. If I say, look, white bunny, I make it very clear so there is no more confusion in your mind. So you cannot give me a benefit of doubt and all that. If I say that cute little rabbit, look, if I say, you can't accept that statement because you are committed to your pramanam, which is the eyes, and you can't say no to what the data the eyes are providing you. And so you can only throw up your hands and say, no, I can't really accept the statement unless you mean something else. Unless this is some kind of magic. So you are still trying to give me benefit of doubt only. No, you can't give me benefit of doubt. I am saying this is a bunny, this is a rabbit. You can't accept it. You can't. So you can't because you are saying, hey, wait, I believe my eyes more than what I believe you. This is the statement you are saying. When you say that, that means what? You are giving satya buddhi to your pramanam, your eyes. Satya buddhi to your eyes. Like that, my giving the satya buddhi to the words of the Shastram, my giving the satya buddhi to the words of the Vedas, which we studied, is a pramanam. Remember, Vedas is not a text of some science. This is another reason why Vedas cannot be called as science. Many people say Vedas are scientific and all that. So, big topic, beautiful topic. We should understand what that means. For that, we should understand what science is. And we also understand a little bit of what Vedas is. Then we will come to the conclusion that Vedas doesn't say anything unscientific, but at the same time, it is not science. So, we'll leave the topic for another time. So, that trust that I give to my eyes, that same trust I give to the Vedas, that is called shraddhaa. That is called shraddhaa. So, it's hard to use the word trust also for this. So, for now, we can say trust, because there is not a good word in English for shraddhaa. We will see that shortly. So, what Vedanta is trying to say is that it's a statement that is equating two different entities. On the one side, there is Jiva. Me, the Jiva, that is limited in any way. I may have accomplished a lot, but that accomplishment is still very limited. The power of creating I have, all powers I have, the power to speak, the power to do things with my hands, everything is there, but that power is so small. I am so inadequate. I am more inadequate than I am adequate. I am a mortal. On top of that, I can say so many things, but my time is, that clock is ticking. The clock is ticking, and one day I will be gone. So this is this is me, the Jiva. Other side, there is Ishvara. The Shastra makes it very clear. Ishvara, no doubt. Ishvara is Sarva Shaktiman. I am Alpa Shaktiman. Ishvara is Sarva Shaktiman. Ishvara is Sarva Vyapi. I am Alpa Vyapi. In fact, I can't even use the word Vyapi for me. If I am in this room, I am not in that room. If I am in my home, I am not in your home. So it is very obvious. We know it very well. If I am inside the home, I am not outside the home. So I am an alpavyati. And Ishvara is Sarvajnaha. All knowing, we say. All knowledge is Ishvara. Here I am with this little buddhi, this alpa buddhi. I am smarting. I walk around with a big, my head is up like this. This little alpa buddhi is enough for me to raise my head like this. And I say, I am the expert. Okay, you are an expert in a few things, but still I am an alpajnaha. Ishvara is sarvajnaha. So such a vast difference is there between these two. Can you even compare these two? You know, this little baby is there. Do we ever compare the strength of a baby with the strength of an elephant? Do we ever compare? Or even strong men, all this in sports, in these Olympics, we see wrestlers and all that. You know, big 200 pounder, 300 pounder, 500 pounder, all jerk lift and this and that they do. They seem to lift a lot of weight. But never at one time they compared that, the strongest weightlifter, to an elephant. Why? Because there is, the comparison is made only among possible equals. Possible equals. Even I don't compare myself to that wrestler because I'm not a possible equal. I'm going to be like this, and I'm hardly weighing 120 pounds, and so there's no question of comparing. So where is the question of comparing this wrestler with this elephant? Never. It's not possible. People, the thought even doesn't strike. But here the Shastram is comparing the Jiva with the Ishvara, with Ishvara. This is the greatest joke, or it is the greatest wonder. Krishna says, Ascharyavat pashyati in Bhagavad Gita. Some of you may know. Ascharyavat pashyati kaschidena. So it is a wonder. Many people look at it as a wonder. Because it is such a wonder. How can you do this? How can you compare a mustard seed to an elephant? Not possible. Nobody ever did this comparison. So such is the vast difference. And so there is an equation. The Shastram is not simply comparing. The Shastram says there is essentially no difference between the two. This is what it says. So, Aham Brahmasmi, when the Shastram says, this Aham, this Jiva, is Brahma. Is Brahma. Brahma, that is the whole. That is an equation. Aham Brahma Asmi. In Sanskrit, Asmi means am. I am Brahma. There can't be any confusion here. It doesn't say I am like Brahma. No. It doesn't say I will be Brahma. After death, we all the Panchabhutas will all join this cosmos. They have all these nice words. We all will become part of the cosmos. And so I will become Brahma. No. Shastra is not saying I will become Brahma. I am Brahma. Aham Brahma Asmi. Very clear. No, not ambiguous at all. No ambiguity. Tattvabodha asi. That Ishvara you are. In Sanskrit, asi means are, as in you are. Tvam tat asi. You are that. It doesn't say you are a manifestation of that. It doesn't say you are a small part of that. How can you be that? Come on, you idiot. You are a small little part of that. You better learn to appreciate that. It doesn't say that. Tattvamasi only it says. Such unambiguous statements are there. So it is very obvious that this idea of I that I have needs a revolution in my thinking. I must examine my notions about myself. And until then, I have shraddha. Because I can't negate this statement. This statement is so dramatic that it is obviously not equating this body to Ishvara. It is not equating my ability to create. So when somebody heard this, he said, really? I am the whole? Yes, you are the whole. I created everything? No, I created everything. That I don't know about. That I don't know. Definitely all these environmental problems, yeah, that you only created, no doubt. All this hole in the ozone, they say, temperature rising every 1.5 degrees by the next 15 years, they say. Sea levels are going to rise by so many 1 foot, 1.5 foot or something like that. Yeah, those problems you created, that belongs to you. Yeah. So that much we can give it to you. So much credit you get. The rest we have to see. So therefore, I give the Satya Buddhi to the Vedas, including things like the Vedas are talking about so many things, and it also talks about Swarga. Swarga, it talks about Swarga. If you do a lot of punya, you can go to Swarga. And people do. There are rituals. Vishwajit, this Nachiketa's father, what is his name? Vajashravas. Vajashravas big yajna he did. Vishwajit. Why he is doing this yajna? No, he doesn't want moksha and all that. He doesn't, that's not, he wants to be, he's already a huge samrat. He must have ruled over a vast portion of this earth. And the next Janma, he wants to be even bigger. Therefore, he is giving up everything. It's an amazing attitude though. Giving up everything, that only is there in this culture. See, Bill Gates is a big philanthropist, but he never gives up anything. Nice, God bless him. I mean, we need people like Bill Gates and all people. But this giving up everything idea is there only uniquely Indian. Even after so much exposure, so much is there to be appreciated about this culture of Tyaga. So this guy gives up everything and goes to, he wants to either, if he's going to be on earth, he wants to rule over bigger area. If he ends up in heaven, I must replace Indra. That is his goal. So he gives up everything. So there also, Swarga Vedas talks about, I am not interested in Swarga, but I believe in Swarga, no doubt. Because I can't negate all these things. There is no proof for Swarga. There is no proof to disprove Swarga also. Therefore, I accept shraddha. So shraddha includes all these things. Even though I am not interested in those kinds of things. So therefore, Guru. Now, so this is Vedanta Vakyeshu Shraddha. But the author introduces Guru Vedanta Vakyeshu. Guru also is mentioned. So, that is because we need a person who understand or who has understood the Vedanta Vakyas, the statements of the Vedanta, and who can handle those statements. Because there are so many words which are new, like we are seeing in this text itself, simple text. And to unfold the meaning of these things, that person has to first find out what is the preparedness of the students, and based on that, that person has to teach. Secondly, that person has to, suppose a student is there and the student has a lot of students is interested, but lot of problems are there, personal problems are there, then the teacher must be able to handle those things also, because now it is a question of, this is not like going to a college and studying a course, computer science or medicine. You can't go to the teacher and tell about the problems in my marriage, my marital problems. I can't go and tell this professor, hey, you are paying so many dollars or so many rupees to sign up to this in this college, in this extra course, evening course, and he can't help you with all these problems. My son is behaving weird. I can't go and talk to him about that. But here it is very different. Here the topic is me. The topic is moksha. This topic is this entire me, my life. Therefore, this teacher is not simply talking about a particular subject called Vedanta, which also is true in a way. But at the same time, the teacher is committed to the student. So the student comes, means now the teacher is responsible for the student. And so the teacher must be able to handle, must be able to appreciate the student's life itself. Life background is there. That is why often we go to our Swamijis, not only to learn, but also discuss our own. So many things we have in our mind that are bothering us, and we go talk to them. So therefore, the Guru is, it's hard to explain hard to find a word equivalent to the word Guru in English. Doesn't exist anywhere. So as we said earlier, our psychologist, our Swami, our Guru was our psychologist. So the Guru takes into account all these factors. And there is such a relationship between the student and the Guru. This relationship is so sacred. And that sanctity increases when I have shraddhaa in that person. So that is why here the author mentions the word Guru here. And the Shastram doesn't talk much about psychology. Yes, there is psychology in the Bhagavad Gita. It's called Raga Dvesha psychology. It only talks about Raga and Dvesha. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. So, that is explained in detail in the Bhagavad Gita. It attributes our experiences, the pain we undergo, to our Raga Dveshas. Beautiful psychology. But there isn't much psychology per se, as in modern psychology. It doesn't talk about sibling rivalry. These days they come up with all these words, sibling rivalry. And my child is not paying attention in class. They will say he has ADMD. Attention deficit something, some syndrome. Attention deficit syndrome he has. So quietly labeling all these things is there. Why does this boy why does he not pay attention? So there is some good research that they have done and they call it ADMD. So all these problems are there. How to deal with all this? Just by giving something a name and just by taking medicines, yeah, that is one way to deal with it. But the problems don't seem to go away. They seem to keep on adding up. More and more new new acronyms and ailments they come up with. And so all this has to be taken into account carefully. And so therefore this guru, the responsibility is so much on this guru. Also, shraddha is there. The student has so much shraddha in the guru, and the guru also becomes very responsible. Such person, if such a person is there in our life, then our life becomes really meaningful. And our life starts to take off, as they say, take off. Because now I am truly addressing myself. Finally, after all these years, I am addressing who I am. I'm addressing my life, my family, my community, my country, my life, my future, and I begin to understand everything. That's the beauty of Vedanta. So this person has to, when it comes to teaching of Vedanta, this person, Guru, has to understand the content of Vedanta. This person must understand the tradition. So how it is taught, what is to be studied, how to interpret all the Shastram, in what way it is to be taught. Everything is, this person knows the tradition, Sampradaya. Bhashikara, Shankaracharya says somewhere, Sampradaya with. The teacher must be a Sampradaya with. Very important. Thirdly, the person must know how to communicate. Communication is such an important thing. In companies, they talk a lot about communication. Because, they realized, I suppose, that simply having a smart fellow on a seat and giving him a salary or her a salary doesn't help. They must get all these courses, and one of the courses is learning to communicate. So I used to wonder long ago, when I joined these companies, I used to wonder what communicate they're talking about. Yeah, I can understand what they're saying, and I know English, and I can speak English. So what is the problem? And it took me a while to realize this communication is a huge topic, and all the aspects involved in communication, and how much understanding is involved, how much maturity is involved. So that ability to communicate is so critical in this, so critical, because I think you have understood now, because it is not an objective science. It is not science about the body or about a bacteria. It's not science about some planetary systems which can all be objectified. This is the self which cannot be objectified. And so the mind can assume a lot of things, because the mind is trying to grasp something or the other. And so the communication is critical. What is said is more as important as what is not said. So these three attributes are important, and such a person can be called a guru. And so I have shraddha in that person. Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, Shraddhavan labhate jnanam. I think those who are studying Bhagavad Gita can recall that. I think it comes in the fourth chapter. Shraddhavan labhate jnanam. So a very bold statement. He is talking about labhate, gains. Gains what? Gains jnanam. Gains this knowledge that Krishna is talking about. And who gains knowledge? He says shraddhavan. Shraddhavan means one who is endowed with shraddha gains this knowledge. See how bold statement it is. So shraddha opens the doors. Shraddha opens the doors. Even in a simple subject that we are learning in a college, community college, or anywhere else, we have shraddha in the teacher. Only that shraddha makes us absorb what the teacher says. If I go to a class where I keep on doubting the teacher. And this guy is, I don't know whether this is right. I don't know if it is right. I don't know if it is right. If I keep on saying that, how I'm going to learn? Not going to happen. Not going to happen. So therefore, Shraddha opens the doors for absorbing this tradition. And so now you can see why Shraddha doesn't mean faith. In fact, the word Shraddha itself, if you analyze carefully, Shrat, the word Shrat means truth. Shrat means truth. And Da means gives. Da, dena, dena. Da means deta hai. Da in English, da, donate. Do. Most likely, somebody should do some research on this. Most likely, this do comes from this da, dhatu in Sanskrit. So, danam. Shrat dadhati. That which gives truth to you is Shraddha. Okay, that's the meaning of the word Shraddha. So now, how can this word Shraddha mean faith? Does the word, if I ask you the question, does the word faith mean all these things? Okay, if I ask you that, it doesn't mean all that. And that is also why any religion that is based purely on faith means purely on going to heaven. Okay, purely on going to heaven. That religion is called a faith, correct? It's called a faith. When I went to the US for the first time, my boss asked me, so Jaykumar, what is your faith? And I was taken aback because nobody asked me that question before. In India, they don't ask this question, what is your faith? By looking at you, they know who you are. One look is enough. Or, malum hai, this prani, this animal, we know where he is from. They all know, the whole history is known already. So, wahan par jaake, he said, what is your faith? And I was a bit taken aback. First of all, this word faith itself is new to me. Now I am thinking, what is she asking? What is she asking? And something told me, okay, this means she's asking me, what is your religion? So I said, my faith is Hinduism. Like that I told her. But you see now, look at the question where it comes from. Faith. That faith. We don't call being Hinduism is a faith in India. Even though we have a lot of faith in what the Shastram says, it's not called faith. Because the end goal is not based on faith. Moksha is here and now. Therefore, look at all these ramifications. As we study one word, how much we are learning. So, Shraddha is not faith. And we can understand this by looking at a story. The story of the 10th man. Some of you will know the story. If you don't know, this will be a good way to learn this story. If you know it, then it may be a refresher for you. Sajeev is laughing, smiling. So some of you know this 10th man story. Surendra ji is laughing, and Venkateshan ji might know all these things. So there was an ashram where a Guruji was teaching, and many students were there, and some students were a bit new also, and so some 10 students were there. How can I say 10 15? 10 students were there. So they had to go to a pilgrimage, and that day Guruji could not go. So then he said, he looked at the oldest person and said, can you take them? He said, don't worry Guruji, I will take them. And be careful, the river is there. You know, those days it's a small river. You have to swim and then go. Everybody knows how to swim. So, okay. So they all left. And they crossed the river. and they were walking, they were happily smiling. And suddenly this leader boy counted and he found only 9. And he was shocked. And so he counted again. Only 9 are left. Only 9. So everybody became sad. Everybody said, count 9. So he's sad now. Because it's very obvious. They looked around and they couldn't find the 10th person. And he doesn't even know who the 10th person is. Because some new boys were also there. And so not clear who this 10th boy was. And so now this 10th boy is dead. He must have been washed away by this river. Even though nobody could believe. Everybody were confident that we could swim this. So they are so sad, devastated. They are not going to go to a pilgrimage with this kind of a mindset. And so they were probably ready to go home. But now the fear is there. Now go home means I have to cross the river again. And I am not ready to lose one more person. So they were sad. They were this there. And an old person was watching all this. Watching all this, and he asked them what happened. He says, we lost one person when we swam the river. So what he asked, how many were you? We were 10. Now how many are you? We are 9. So this person understood the problem. Understood what the problem is. And he said, I will. He said, no, the 10th person is here. The 10th person is there, he said. He says, what? 10th person is there? Yeah, the 10th person is there. So suddenly there is, this person is very interested. But 10th person is there means what? 10th person is there in heaven? Is that what you're going to tell me? Yeah, the 10th person is there. He is in heaven. Swarge Asti, he is enjoying life in Vaikunta. Already enjoying life. Just 1 hour back, he left this body. And now you are going to tell me he is enjoying life in heaven? Is that what you are going to tell me? So that's not convincing. I need to know more. Where is he? Where is this 10th person? Right here. 10th person is right here. Here he is there? Yes, he is right here. Can you show him to me? Yeah, I will show him to you. So now the boys are all, their attitude is very different. They were all so sad, forlorn and depressed and confused and don't know. They have not seen death many of them have not seen death in their families and communities, and they don't know what to do. And now they're not sad. They are now expecting something. They're all, we can't say happy, but at least that sadness that was there is not there now. So look at that. Even though the 10th person is not there, they are already somewhat happy, somewhat relieved. Because previously there was an irretrievable problem. Dead person cannot be retrieved. So irretrievable problem. But now the situation has turned completely. Now the possibility is there. They have discovered a possibility that the 10th person will be there. So that discovery itself has removed a lot of that sadness. Okay. So now he says, now he says, I will show you the 10th person. And so now these boys, look at this attitude. Attitude has changed now. These boys are willing to listen to this man. Satya Buddhi. These boys have a Satya Buddhi in the words of this person. Correct? Look at Satya Buddhi. They have words. So they are ready to listen. They are ready. And he says, okay, now stand in a line. Stand in a line. And they are ready to stand in a line. Stand like this in front of me. And is this obedience? No, it's not obedience. Obedience means what? This word obedience is a very interesting word. In America, they use obedience only for dogs. Only for dogs. Please note. I think all of you know that. In fact, they send dogs to obedience training. I heard this. When I heard this, I was wondering what is going on. So they want their dogs to be even more obedient at home, I suppose. So they then send dogs to obedience training. In India, it's a little different. Thanks to the British. Thanks to the British, we sign our letters, yours obediently. This attitude, usko chodna hai. We have to give up this attitude sometime. So they have made us so obedient. Look at this. How sad this colonization has made us. So here these boys, they are not obedient. They appear obedient. Yeah, it looks like it. But they are willing to do what the teacher says because they have high expectations. They have come here for something because they are completely helpless. And so they are saying, yeah, okay, I'm ready to give you the benefit of doubt. I will do what you tell me. That's where shraddhaa comes. So he says, stand in a line. And they all stand in a line. And they have astikya buddhi in the words of the guru. I mean, not guru in this case. You can say guru. And he tells this leader, I say, hey, come on here. Start counting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The leader is probably thinking, wait a minute. I've done this so many times. And are you asking me to do again? I'm afraid of counting now. Because every time I count, I got 9. This is what he's thinking. But he says, okay, because he's telling me, let me do it. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And he looks at the guru. I told you there are 9. Mentally he's thinking, I told you there are 9. And now you made me count and I counted 9. And so now this person says, hey, you are the 10th person. You are the 10th man. And this boy says, what can he say? There are no words. There are no words. He can't say anything now. Because the problem is solved completely. At best, he can think that what a fool I have been. I did not count myself. This is what he can think. And what can be his attitude towards this person who taught him this? He can be humbled. And he can at best say thanks. I mean, what can he do? Because now this person considered to be dead, a person who was considered to be non-existent, is suddenly made existent. Very unique problem. See, look at this unique problem. This, as long as this person was searching for the 10th person, As long as this person was seeking, this person cannot find the 10th person, because the seeking itself proves that this person is not going to count himself or herself. The seeking denies the 10th person. Okay. On the other hand, if this person doesn't seek the 10th person, the person is not going to find the 10th person. How you can find somebody if you don't search for that somebody? So neither not seeking helps, nor seeking also helps. Because as long as I seek, I'm going to exclude myself. Only the person who excludes is going to seek. So they tell the story, another story of this person who the two people were traveling in a train in this compartment, and there were two people, and one person had to go somewhere, but he wanted to hide his wallet, and so the other person went out and came back. During that time, this person kept his wallet under the other person's pillow, and then he went to the restroom, whatever, came back. Meantime, this other person was searching for his wallet. He searched everywhere. Couldn't find the wallet, because it doesn't strike him that the other person's wallet is under his pillow. It doesn't strike at all. So that's the kind of dilemma that is there here. And so when that is a problem, one has to deliver oneself to a person who knows. So this is where Swamiji talks about intelligent living. In any situation where we can't help ourselves, but we know we need help, we ask for help. And here also, same thing. The student asks for help in a way, and here help comes in the form of teaching. Because the seeker is the sought. The seeker is the sought. That is the unique problem in Vedanta. At least the 10th man, something can occur. Somebody can say, hey, did you count yourself? You are 10. And somebody else can say that. That possibility is there. Somebody else can count and say, no, we are 10. That problem will be over. Because the body is objectifiable, countable, visible, perceivable. But here, the knower is hidden in what I am supposed to know. And so there is no possibility of objectifying this known. And yet it must be known. Shastram says, Nahi jnanena sadrisham. There is nothing more sacred than knowledge, the Shastram says. So therefore, this is a very unique situation. And so I surrender to the Pramanam. I surrender to the Vedanta Vakya, and I surrender to the words of the teacher. I am blessed to have somebody who can unlock, who can use the words of the Vedas and thereby unfold the message that is there in these sentences. In the Shastram, Vedanta Vakyeshu. And so here the unique things are, from this example, few things we can understand. The 10th man is not produced. Okay. The 10th man is not produced. The 10th man already is. Therefore, moksha is not produced. Because moksha already is. There is no expectation that this 10th man is going to come sometime later. You all please do. You please take a deep breath, he didn't say. You please close your eyes. You please do this particular kriya I am going to teach you. No yoga, please do Shirshasana. We all need to do Shirshasana. Our rishis did Shirshasana. This is how they kept their blood pure. Please do it. No such thing was there. The 10th man is here and I will make you see him. That's it. That is the message. So there is no investment of emotions here. So we saw this. Siddha Vishaya. 10th man is Siddha Vishaya. Same thing here. Atma is a Siddha Vishaya. So it's going to, that message has to be there now, here and now. It must be real to me here and now. And so I am not separated from what I am seeking by time. Later on, something will happen. After death, something will happen. All these things are not there. Very important to note all this. Because too many people peddling a lot of things here. They are promising a lot of things. No promise is held here. Promise, if at all you can say promise, it is only unfolding. Unfolding the message of the Vedanta. That's all. But no promise. Let's go to this particular place and there you will find yourself. Once you sit under this tree, then something will happen. And there you will see a flash of white light. So such promises are not held. The Shastra makes no such promises. Some people are making promises, but Shastram doesn't make any promise. So very important to understand from this 10th man story, we get these messages. And so we need and so this author here talks about shraddha. Guru Vedanta Vakyeshu Vishwasaha. Trust, if at all, it's so difficult now to translate. And in the US, when Swamiji teaches, he will say, yeah, the way to translate shraddha is shraddhaa. Shraddha, that's all. That's the translation to the word shraddha. There's no other translation available. And so that is the truth here. So it's about 2 minutes past 7 here. And we have completed this topic of shraddha. So next week we will start with samadhanam. And we'll conclude that also. So let's, you can keep your shlokas in front of you and chant along with me. Om swasti prajabhyah paripalayantam nyayena margena mahim mahishaha go brahmanebhyah shubhamastu nityam lokas samasta sukhino bhavantu kale varshatu parjanyah prithvi sasya shalini deshoyam kshobarahitah brahmana santu nirbhayah om sarve bhavantu sukhinah sarve santu niramayah sarve bhadrani pashyantu ma kaschit dukkha bhag bhavet asato ma satgamaya tamaso ma jyotirgamaya mrityor ma amritangamaya om purnamadah purnamidam purnat purnamudachyate purnasya purnamadaya purnamevavashishyate Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om